Hey guys, how are we doing this week? For this week we have just a short little basic video for you as we navigate through these next couple weeks and see what's going to happen next. We should be doing a lot of praying, and you should be doing a lot of praying all the time, but it tends to come front and center when something scary or new happens. And so I know that's really been a focus for me and for a lot of us. So I came across this neat little illustration about how to pray. And there's no one right way to pray, but I thought that this one was kind of a neat example, something that you could keep in the back of your mind, and you could also kind of do a craft with it. So it uses your hand to explain this here. Again, this is not my idea. I found it on Pinterest because, you know, I love Pinterest. All right, so I'm going to explain it to you, and then I'll give you a couple different ways that you can do a craft with it as well. Okay, so we are going to start with our thumb. And I've written notes. Don't do this unless your parents say it's okay. I don't need everybody's parents getting mad at me for writing on yourselves. All right, so the first one is your thumb, and you're going to use your thumb to remind you to pray for your family and friends, because the thumb is the closest to your heart, and so we want to pray for those closest to us. So mom, dad, siblings, grandparents, all of our family and friends. That's what our thumb is for. Okay, the next one is your pointer finger. Your pointer finger is used to give directions, you know, go left, go right, and any other directions that we may be giving at any point in time. So for our pointer finger, those who give direction, so we're going to pray for, let's see if you guys can read this. We're going to pray for our teachers. There we go. Look at, I can even get it the right way sometimes. We're going to pray for our teachers, for our coaches, for doctors, first responders. That's who our pointer finger is reminding us about. For our middle finger, that is our tallest finger. So we're going to pray for our leaders, pray for our government leaders, pray for our business leaders, pray for our leaders in the church. That's what our middle finger, our tallest finger, is reminding us to pray for. Okay, then we have our ring finger. And our ring finger is our weakest finger. You know, when you try to put your fingers up and down, your ring finger is the one that has the hardest time acting alone. So it's your weakest finger. So that one, let's see. See, I can't even do this here. We're going to use, okay, I'm just going to have to open all of them. Sneak peek at the last one here. It is for those in need. So the sick, the poor, anyone that is maybe seen as weaker than the rest of us, that's who our ring finger is going to remind us to pray for. And then our last finger is our pinky, and I just gave you a sneak peek of it just a second ago. So this is your smallest finger, so we're going to use that one to pray for yourself. So I'm not saying that anybody is insignificant by any means, but the Bible and God teaches us to think of others before ourselves, love our neighbors, and so we want to be thinking of all of them before we think of ourselves, but we do still want to remember to pray for ourselves, and so we use that pinky finger to remind us to do that. It's our smallest finger, so we should be covering everything else first, and then we can go to our pinky and remember to pray for ourselves, pray for our needs, and that's our hand there. Okay, so really quick overview again. Thumb's closest to your heart, so we're going to use that one to pray for friends and family. Pointer finger for directions, so we're going to use that one to pray for our teachers, our coaches, our first responders, our doctors, anybody like that. The middle finger is the tallest, so we'll go for our leaders, church leaders, government leaders, business leaders, etc. Ring finger is our weakest, so we use that one to remember to pray for the poor, the sick, anyone in need. And then our pinky is our littlest, so we remember to pray for ourselves and our own needs. So, again, don't write on your hand unless your parents say that it's okay. But I did it so I could remember and kind of give you guys a quick illustration of it. Another fun way to do this to remind yourself would be to get some paint out. You could paint each finger a different color and put it on a piece of paper and use that, put it up on your wall, or even just trace your hand, and it can help you remember to pray for all these different people. So Again, there's no right way to pray. You can pray however you see fit. You can talk to God anytime. And that's what praying is really all about. And so please feel free to do that in any way that you see necessary. This is kind of just a fun little way to give you some ideas for praying if you ever do need them. And I hope you guys are all having a good week. And I hope that I see a lot of you on our Zoom call tonight. All right, bye-bye.